Hi, I'm Megan, a student ambassador alum from Michigan. I'm here to tell you about what will be an amazing 2.5 weeks of your life. That's right, I'm talking about your Traditions of Europe program. Your journey begins on the Emerald Isle, also known as Ireland. Start your day at Bunratty, where 19th century Irish life is in full swing. The reconstructed village is home to authentic farmhouses and cottages. Bunratty even has its own castle, built almost 600 years ago. The castle was actually restored in 1954, with 15th and 16th century furnishings, tapestries, and works of art to capture the mood of the way back when. Next up, you'll get to know modern-day Killarney by doing good deeds for the locals, spiffing up a community garden, and finally getting your hands in, well, pretty much everything else dirty cutting peat. Peat is what many Irish people burn in their fireplaces, and the stuff you cut will be set aside to keep Killarney's elderly warm in the winter. With People to People, it's never just about seeing the world. Giving back to the countries you visit is an important part of becoming a global citizen. On my program, I had tons of fun while I was making a difference. And you can too. Work with your fellow ambassadors to perform your own important community service. If your community service project doesn't get you sweating, playing Gaelic football with the locals definitely will. Gaelic football is kind of like soccer and American football in a blender. This is a chance for you to join with your new friends and fellow student ambassadors to show the Irish that Americans can hang tough when it comes to any kind of football.
And remember the jump 2-3. Ready? Go!
The Irish are known for working hard and playing harder. They love gathering for a good meal, music, storytelling, and the company of close friends, as well as friendly strangers. You'll get a taste of that kinship at a traditional celebration called Ceilidh, completed with Irish stew and dancing. Hopefully not at the same time. This is another awesome example of People to People making a place come alive in a special way. In a horse-drawn buggy called a jaunty cart, you'll take a winding road through the glacier-carved gap of Dunlow. The mountain pass is full of lakes, and you'll cruise across one on your way to lunch at an old hunting lodge. Then it's off to Ireland's capital city of Dublin. Did you know that it's one of the most bicycle-friendly cities in the world? As well as the home of Trinity College, founded in 1592. Team up with friends from your delegation and tackle a scavenger hunt pinpointing Dublin's best landmarks, from St. Patrick's Cathedral to O'Connell Street, the city's main drag and home to the world's tallest sculpture, a huge spire called the Monument of Light. From there is a quick ferry ride to another country on these British Isles, a place with an extremely interesting language. This country is Wales, and the town is a
Fair,
Whoa,
Goodness, Goggle,
air chair,
Rodwell,
and
Silly,
gaga,
Gaga,
go 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 go.
Go, gosh.
If you can pronounce it, I'll tell you where to find the leprechaun's gold back in Ireland. Now we're coming to one of the most exciting parts of your journey. Our next stop is Bangor, Wales, where you can learn exactly what it means to face your fears full on. Full on is a one-of-kind experience designed just for student ambassadors, and wow, how can I describe it? It's thrilling, empowering, encouraging, life-changing, and for a few moments, incredibly scary. I mean, we're talking about rappelling down the tower of Penryn Castle. We'll talk and play some team games beforehand to put this all in perspective.
I looked over the edge and it was terrifying because I'm scared of heights, but then when I started going down, I got less scared. It was kind of amazing.
Once you push aside the fear and get yourself over the edge of that wall, it's so fun. You realize then how much fear was holding you back. Then you're off to the homeland of Harry Potter, James Bond, the Beatles, and David Beckham. Though your first day in England is about life long before any of them existed. At Warwick Castle, you'll get extensive battle training before stepping out into the field to practice swinging swords, shooting arrows, and wielding wooden staffs. It's an event only for student ambassadors. In fact, you'll be treated as honored dignitaries with a rare demo of the world's largest trebuchet. Next up is your homestay, one of the most special things you'll do in your entire trip. 2 days and nights with the host family equals eating traditional food and getting to know a different culture in ways few tourists ever could. Don't worry, it's normal to be a little nervous about staying with a new family in a foreign country. You may be surprised to find that your homestay is one of your favorite memories. You'll gain a whole new family and learn that at heart we really are more alike than we are different. You might be sad to leave your host family, but you'll be so happy when you start seeing the sights of London, one of the most sophisticated cities and the birthplace of Lincoln actor Daniel Day-Lewis, poet John Keats, and scientist Michael Faraday. The shadow they cast over their hometown is almost as tall as the unmistakable clock tower Big Ben. When I hear the chime sound, I'm right back in London, taking in the sights. You get to see them from my favorite point of view, on the world's largest Ferris wheel, the London Eye. Get your camera ready because everyone at home will want to see you soaring through the air with the beautiful skyline behind you, almost 500 feet above the sidewalk. That's like 64 of those adorable little red phone booths stacked on top of each other. After looking down on England's capital with your head in the clouds, you'll hit the ground running for an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at government with the current or former Member of Parliament.
Well, a very great welcome to people, and especially to be able to welcome you here to the Palace of Westminster, where the House of Commons and the House of Lords sit in this historic place. We're delighted to be able to greet you once again.
It isn't just a meet and greet, it's a fully interactive session where student ambassadors talk serious shop with a Parliament member. Everything from comparing British and American constitutions to looking at the royal family's political influence. For a country that's technically a monarchy, it's amazing how similar our governments are. Later, visit the Tower of London and try to take your eyes off the crown jewels, an amazing collection of 23,000 gems and a series of handmade crowns. You'll see birds and plenty of postcard sites while you're cruising on the River Thames, from Westminster Abbey to Tower Bridge to the retired battlecruiser HMS Belfast. But Traditions of Europe wouldn't be complete if you didn't pay your respects to history. A visit to Buckingham Palace will show you how the changing of the guard has happened for generations. They say the guards can't be tempted to smile, but it's worth a try. From the urban center of London, you'll make your way to the Isle of Wight. Tucked in the English Channel, it has the perfect waves for the United Kingdom Sailing Academy. The UKSA hosts the America's Cup and trains world-class sailors, but even if you don't have any experience on the water, don't worry. Experts will teach you the basics of sailing, kayaking, and windsurfing, so well that you'll be ready for a maiden voyage with your fellow student ambassadors. Talk about a loyal crew. From there, it's on to France. Taking an overnight ferry ride is a special experience. On the ferry, you're almost following the same route as General Eisenhower's troops on the D-Day invasion of World War II. You know what that means. When you wake up, you'll be in Normandy. Being right where D-Day happened will change the way you think about war. So visiting the Cannes Memorial Museum is full of cool interactive exhibits that will give you a full download on D-Day. President Eisenhower was supreme commander of the Allied forces during World War II, and the scars of war motivated him to find ways for people to create peace. That is the foundation of people to people. When you salute a flag as it's lowered in reverence, or place a wreath at the memorial, you'll feel your own connection to this critical piece of history. At the Normandy American Cemetery, the final resting place of almost 10,000 young soldiers, you'll have a unique chance to honor the fallen with a quiet ceremony. Far from Normandy's beaches, you'll arrive in the oh-so-stylish Paris, the kind of city that begs you to break out your bucket list, especially for the Eiffel Tower. 2 elevators will carry you 900 feet to the top, and the views are something you have to see to believe.
I'm on top of the Eiffel Tower, and this is a life-changing experience. And I've always dreamed that I would be here once, so it's pretty awesome.
The Montmartre area was once a haven for artists like Pablo Picasso and Vincent van Gogh, and you'll enjoy some shopping in this artsy district. A guided tour will unlock the Champs-Élysées, described as one of the world's most beautiful and fashionable avenues, as well as Napoleon's monument to himself, the Arc de Triomphe. It's a little taller than he was. If you really want to see an architectural tribute, the Palace of Versailles is the poster child for French opulence and royal power. Then, it will be time to kiss Europe goodbye. There's so much to enjoy, and your people-to-people journey will inspire you to keep exploring. That's what I discovered as a student ambassador. Whether I was soaring at the London Eye, gazing at the awesome art at the Louvre, or racing my friends for the unbelievable bread in France, I knew that the memories and incredible friends I was making would last forever. I actually have a new perspective on the world now, of other people, even of myself, because of this program. Now it's your turn. Take that first step, open up your mind, and get ready for the world.